people. Y'all doing all right? Yeah. All right, wonderful Monday back at school. Everybody's excited, right? Well, again, my name is Bunville. I graduated in 2007. Pretty much today, how this is going to work, I'm pretty much going to speak to you guys on a subject that's very near and dear to my heart, which is work ethic. And basically, I'll speak for about 45 minutes, and I'll give you guys 15 minutes or so basically for question and answer. So pretty much if you have any questions, go ahead and write them down. And basically when we get to the end, then I'll give you an opportunity to ask all your questions, all right? So again, my name is Bunville. Yes, Bunville is my real last name. The reason why I say that is because I run the McDonald's out on North 9th Street. I'm the general manager out there. I ran a restaurant in Wichita for about 2 years. I worked there for about 7 years. Now, during my time in Wichita, I went through a transition in supervisors. And so at one point, when I got this new supervisor, he really didn't know my last name. But my store email that I had was currently down, so we had to use my personal email for me to get all my important information. And so my email was bunville07@hotmail.com. And so he would email me all my stuff. Well, one day we got on the subject, and he goes, "Cliff, what's your last name?" And I looked at him, I'm like, "It's Bunville." And he looked at me, and he kind of smirked a little bit and was like, "Are you serious? It's Bunville?" I was like, "Yeah, my last name is really Bunville." And he goes, "Oh, I thought you were trying to be funny with your email because you work at McDonald's and there's buns all around you, so Bunville?" So yes, Bunville is my real last name. Moving forward, today, again, I want to talk to you guys about work ethic, because I feel like work ethic is one of the most important things that you guys need to learn about. I wish when I was in your seats, somebody really talked to me about work ethic, because you can create a phenomenal life through phenomenal work ethic. Seriously, you can create a phenomenal life through phenomenal work ethic. It takes work. Anything you want to have, you can achieve it, but it's going to take work. Work ethic is the key, and so I've learned a lot throughout my years. When I was born, I seen my mom. I was raised up in a single parent home for pretty much the first half of my life. And then later I moved with my dad and my stepmom, which was pretty much 6th grade and up. So my early years, I seen my mom. I had 3 other brothers. So she's taking care of 4 boys by herself. So every day I see my mom getting up, going to work, 1 job, 2 jobs, 3 jobs sometimes. So as I grew up, I knew that, if you want to make things happen, you have to go to work. You have to put in that work, and things will happen for you. And she, like I said, raised us on her own, and we're all doing well. We all have our own families. We all graduated. Everything's going well. So I found out work ethic is the key to just getting ahead in a lot of things that I wanted to get ahead in. So Michael Jordan once said, "Some people want it to happen, some people wish it would happen, and some people make it happen." And so starting off, I just want to see maybe 3 people, if you can stand up and tell me just one dream that you have, one thing you want to do one day, just one of your greatest dreams. Just get 3 people. Anybody? Anybody? Can't be afraid to tell your dreams. If you could do one thing, if you could acquire one thing, go ahead.
Teach kids.
Teach kids. There's always a need for teachers, great teachers. Anybody else? No one? All right, well, get whatever it is in your head. You don't have to say it, but I know you guys know what it is. There's something that each one of you in here dream of doing one day. Dream of being able to accomplish. And I want you to know that you can make it happen. You. Not your mom, not your dad, not your friends, not your teachers, but you ultimately have to make it happen. And this is one lesson that I had to learn the hard way, because there was times where financially, poor, relationally poor, just poor every area of my life. There's a time where I got paid, and by the end of the day, my bank account was in the negative, and I was on barely above E on my gas tank. Barely above E, just got paid, and my bank account is negative. I had to learn that I had to make some things happen. And so while some people are wanting things, everybody wants things to happen. Everybody wish things would happen. Everybody wish things would be better. But there's only a small select few of individuals that will make it happen. And when you make it happen, making it happen is putting action behind your wants and your desires. See, everybody can sit on the couch and have a dream board or write down some goals. But you have to understand that in order for it to come to pass, you have to actually get out there and get your hands dirty. You actually have to get out there and put some action behind everything that you want. And I guarantee you, if you put the action in, it'll come to pass. But you have to work. You have to get out and do it. I can't stress that enough. You have to get out and do it. No one else can be held responsible. Everybody likes to point the finger. I'm not where I'm supposed to be at because this person, they don't like me at work. My teacher, they don't like me, so I can't get the grades I want to get. Everybody has excuses, but at the end of the day, my success is on me, your success is on you. You have to learn that you can make it happen. So learn to make it happen. And again, anything you want, whatever dreams you have of doing, whatever career path you want to go on, you can do it. I guarantee you, I don't care what anybody says, you can make it happen. And so, first step is you have to define your why. Define your why. What's your motivation? What's your motivation? What's your motivation for doing what you do? You have to define that because, I'll be honest, there's going to be days where you feel like quitting. There's going to be days where you feel like throwing in the towel, and the only thing that's going to hold you is your why. I have a family. I have a wife, son, 6 years old, and my daughter. She's getting ready to turn 1, October 30th. Every single day, I wake up 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. Why do I wake up so early? Because their livelihood is on me. They are my why. I get up every morning so early because if I don't get out and do what I need to do, they're not going to eat. They might miss a meal. They might be in a position where electricity is turned off. And so every single day, I have to get up and put in my work, put in the grind, because if not, they're going to suffer. And so what's your why? You have to learn how to define your why early. Because again, when you start working and when you start doing whatever you're trying to do, whatever goals you're trying to reach, you're going to come up against some opposition. And again, there are going to be days where you feel like throwing in the towel. You're going to say, this isn't worth it. I'm beyond this. People are going to talk to you a certain way where you just want to say, forget this. I'm not dealing with it. But your why is what holds you. My son is 6 years old. Man, this world is changing so fast. I have to be the man that I am and raise him the way he should go. Because if I don't, this world will. There's a lot of crazy stuff out here. Anything can happen. My daughter, man, my daughter has what's known as 9P minus syndrome. 9P minus syndrome. Basically, she's missing a portion of her 9th chromosome. She's missing like 40 genes, which means that there's a lot of things that are different about her. She's what you would call a special needs child. And so when she was born, I mean, we start seeing all these different things that took place that we didn't know what was going on. I mean, she had what's called a flat head syndrome, where part of her head is kind of flatter than normal. She can barely hear in one ear, so she actually has a hearing aid. Her growth is behind, so where most babies are crawling, almost walking right now, she's barely just kind of sitting up on her own. Her muscle tone is not where it should be. She's behind basically just on growth and development. She had glaucoma in one of her eyes, had surgery on it. She had a couple hernias, had 2 more surgeries. My daughter has been in the hospital more times than I have in 27 years of being on this earth. And she's been on this earth less than a year and have been to the doctor more than me. had more surgeries than me. That's my why, because if I didn't put forth the work ethic that I needed to get to where I'm at, I wouldn't be in a position to be able to take off and drive to Kansas City to specialists, drive to Wichita to different doctors, drive here, all these different doctor's appointments. If I wasn't putting forth a phenomenal work ethic, I would have to go to work every day. And if I took off, I wouldn't get paid for it. If I miss work, oh well, I'm there, but we're missing money. So now we have to take off work, but now we might not be able to pay the lights. Now we might not be able to pay for this or that, gas. But I put myself in a position every single day, putting forth that work ethic to where I got to the point where now, if I need to take off to go to Kansas City, I can go and still get paid. If I need to go to Wichita, I can go, still get paid, if I'm there or not. But I wouldn't have been able to do that without developing that phenomenal work ethic. And so that's my why. My wife, married 2 years. I love my wife. And right now, she's actually going to school, online school, full time. Basically, she's doing her classes online. During the day, she pretty much watches my daughter. But I'm able to do this because I put forth a phenomenal work ethic, so she doesn't have to work right now. We're in a position where we're just living off my income. And she's able to be there with my daughter. She's able to do her schooling because of the phenomenal work ethic. I told her from the beginning, as a man, like, if you want to go back to school, if you want to, get into a career, that's fine. But if you don't want to, you don't have to. Because as a man, I feel like it's my responsibility to provide for my family. As a man, that's what I feel like I'm supposed to do. So if you want to work, that's fine. But if you don't want to work, that's fine. But I guarantee you, without this work ethic, we both have to work. We both be working, trying to pay bills because of me, because I didn't do what I'm supposed to do. I just moved back here a little over a year ago, and it's crazy because when I was in Wichita, she was working. And I remember at one point we got all excited how much money we were making combined. We were like, man, we looked at our tax return, we were like, okay, we're doing pretty good. We're just moving up in the world. This is nice having 2 incomes. So we moved to Salina. Things over the years happen. I keep putting forth this work ethic. Like I said, she stays at home. She's not working. We're living off my income. I'm making more now by myself than we were making in Wichita together. Phenomenal work ethic. You have to define your why. And it has to be more than you. It has to be more than just about you. It can't be money, because everybody, money. That's why I want to do this. I want to get a nice car. That's why I work hard. I want to get this. I want to get that. But what happens when you get that car? Then what? Anybody ever get a new vehicle? You all excited? New car smell? You're going to do this and do this to it. A week later, 2 weeks later, a little dirty. A month later, it's not really new no more. The joy is gone from it. And so when you put your motivation in stuff, when you get stuff, then what happens? Your work slacks off because you got what you were working for. You got the car, you got the house, you got the new clothes. Now what? You got the money. Now what? You just want to get more money? Eventually, it's all for nothing. But guess what? My son will always be my son. My daughter will always be my daughter. My wife will always be my wife. So every single day, I don't care. I don't care till when my son's out of the house, I'm still his father. And so I have to continue to work hard in order to provide, work hard in order to be just the role model that I need to be for him. So define your why. All of you might have relatives, a grandmother, parents, siblings, people you care about. Just imagine what you could do for those that you care about if you put forth the work. Imagine that. Some of y'all might have grandparents that shouldn't be working right now, but they have to. If you put forth work ethic, you should be able to get in a position to where you can, hey grandma, you don't have to work. I got you. I'll take you. You helped raise me. I got you. There's people that's close to you, relatives, family members, that if you do well, you're going to help them. And that's what it has to be about. Define your why. So Thomas Edison, creator of the light bulb, He said, opportunity is missed by most people because it is dressed in overalls and looks like work. Opportunity is missed by most people because it is dressed in overalls and looks like work. So I want to talk about recognizing opportunity and utilizing opportunity. Recognizing opportunity and utilizing opportunity. And so what you have to understand is that opportunity, let's see, when I graduated high school, I got in some trouble. Not gonna lie, I got involved with some gangs and got involved with selling some drugs. And so finally I got to a point where it was like, okay, I'm done with this. Let me move to Wichita. Let me get a new circle of influence, some new friends. But when I went, I had 3 felonies pending on my record. And so I wanted to get a good job. I worked at McDonald's most of high school, so I was like, okay, let me get a job, paying $15, $16 an hour. I hope somebody gives me this opportunity. But nobody wanted to give me the shot. Nobody wants to give me an opportunity, so I'm all upset, like nobody wants to give me an opportunity to get in and show them what I can do. So finally, I went ahead and swallowed my pride and went to McDonald's. Like, do y'all need some help? I got some experience. They started me off, and it was at that moment when I realized what Thomas Edison was saying. He said opportunity is missed by most people because it's dressed in overalls and looks like work. And I found out that most people overlook opportunity looking for opportunity. See, what you have to realize is that opportunity is all around you. Opportunity is all around you. Everybody that's in here right now, you woke up. Guess what? Somebody didn't wake up today. There's somebody that did not get out of bed. Somebody that either passed away, somebody that just couldn't move. Opportunity. You guys are sitting in a classroom. Opportunity. You know that the hospital's got a lot of people in it right now. Hospitals all over America, they're still in business. Firefighters they still have jobs. Because somewhere somebody needs some help. But yet you guys are sitting in these classrooms. Most of you probably ate something today. Opportunity. Some places in the world, people haven't got a chance to eat. Opportunity. Opportunity is all around you. So what happens is, opportunity is missed by most. Opportunity is overlooked because you're looking for opportunity, because everybody wants this big opportunity. Everybody's always looking for this giant thing. Let me just get this great job that's paying 50, 60, 100,000 a year, and I get this opportunity and I'm set. Everybody's always looking for that big opportunity, but you have to realize it's the little things. It's the little things. And so I realized McDonald's gave me an opportunity. A lot of other people didn't think much of it, but it was my opportunity. Nobody else gave it to me, it was mine. So every single day when I went in, I said, look, they hired you. Make the most of your opportunity. Recognize the opportunity, then utilize it. Utilize the opportunity. That's going to be key. And so every day when I went into work, I utilized the opportunity. I said, look, nobody else gave me a chance, so this is the only place that's going to give me a paycheck. I'm going to utilize it. So I don't care if I'm presenting, if I'm taking orders, if I'm in the grill, I got to be the best that I can be. I got to use this opportunity, and guess what? By utilizing these little opportunities, utilizing this opportunity to be on counter, they put me in the grill. Utilizing that opportunity, they taught me to be on fries. Utilizing that opportunity, they had me to where I start running shifts. Utilizing that opportunity, they had me assistant to the store manager. Utilizing that opportunity, they gave me the restaurant to run on my own. And so what you realize is that opportunity is the little ones. And you just keep utilizing the little ones, and one day you'll look and you'll be in the big opportunity. And you'll say, man, this is what I wanted way back then. But you have to realize there's steps. It's a process. I heard Will Smith once say, he talks about his father, and they had him build a wall. He said, look, you don't just go out and say, I'm going to build this biggest wall just imaginable. He said, no, you don't. That's not how you do it. But what you do is you go out and you say, I'm going to try to lay this brick as perfect as I can lay it. And then the next day, I'm going to lay this brick. And the next day, and lay that brick. And one day, you'll look up and you'll have a wall. When you chop a tree down, you don't just go in and just, I'm going one swing, I got it. But no, you hit it in the same spot, day after day. Consistency. And one day, that tree will fall. The thing you've been trying to get to will happen, but you have to be consistent in the opportunities that are given. Utilize every single opportunity. Work, then reward. Work, then reward. This principle is so critical. Delayed gratification. You have to understand that work is going to come before the rewards. We all want the rewards, but how many of you are willing to work for it? So many people just want the good things in life, but you don't want to work for it. And guess what? I found out this principle when I first started working. 14 years old, freshman in high school. I get hired on at Mickey D's. Like, yes, I'm getting ready to be able to get my own money, do what I want to do. And so I went to work 1 day, 2 days, 3 days. And after 14 days, 2 weeks, I got a paycheck. And that's when I learned work always comes before rewards. I didn't show up to that place of employment my first day and get a paycheck. They didn't say, here you go, here's pay for your 2 weeks of working. No, I had to work first. Every single day I worked without getting paid. You have to learn how to work without getting paid. And then eventually, you'll get paid. In all work, there is profit. So never think that whatever you're doing is for nothing, because there is good that's going to come out of it if you put forth the work. But the work has to come first. And so many people, it's crazy. When I was working in Wichita trying to move up, man, there was times where I was an assistant manager and I wanted that GM position. I wanted to run the entire restaurant. So what I started doing was I tried to do everything that the current general manager was doing. And you know what? My coworkers were like, Cliff, you're crazy. Why are you doing her job? You don't get paid for that. Why would you do that? You're not getting her paycheck. So why would you do her job? Why are you doing something that you're not required to do? And I just laughed. I said, one day, if I do what I'm supposed to do now, it's going to benefit me. And guess what? As I continue to do work without getting paid for the work, doing general manager work, doing her position, and not getting paid per position, eventually when it came time for a new restaurant, they said, who can we give this restaurant to? Cliff's already been doing the job, while these other individuals just doing what they need to do to get by. So it was nothing for them to give me the job, because I knew that work came before reward, and if I put in the work, the rewards will come. You don't just come to high school freshman year and they give you a diploma. Here's your 4-year diploma. Now just get through. No, you put in freshman year, sophomore year, junior, senior year, then you're able to walk that stage. You don't just go to college and they give you your degree. Say, here you go. You have to put in the work first, and then the rewards will come. Work always comes before reward. Kind of see this picture. It's a picture of a coal and a diamond. The exact same thing. What you're looking at is the exact same thing, except the diamond went through the process. The diamond on the right, it went through process. But guess what? It started off as coal. It started off as coal, and that's like most of us. That's like most of you. We start off as coal, but we want to be a diamond. We want to be shining. We want to have this and have that. But the only way to get from coal to a diamond is you have to go through the process. There's a process in order to get a diamond. And that's a process for you. It's work. It takes work. You have to go through that process. And if you go through the process, you'll become a diamond. There's a lot of coals that just wish they could be diamonds. But until you go through the process, it's not going to happen. It doesn't just happen overnight. The coal just doesn't, I'm a diamond one. No, it doesn't happen like that. But if the process is utilized, a diamond will come forward. So if you put in the work, the rewards will come. But you have to put in the work. Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan. Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan. Two of the most competitive NBA players to ever play the game. Now, the reason why I'm bringing this up is because you have to have a competitive mindset. This is in sports, but you have to have a competitive mindset in life. In life, because guess what? Whatever job you want to get, there's probably about 10,000 people that want that job. Whatever school you want to go to, there's hundreds of kids that want to go to those schools. Whatever promotion you're trying to get, there's hundreds of people that want that promotion. So you have to have a competitive mindset. You have to say, okay, if I want this, I have to be better than everybody else. If I'm trying to get this position, then I have to show that I'm the perfect individual for this position. You have to have a competitive mindset. You can't just be in there lackadaisical, just, this is me, take me for what I am. You're going to get beat every single time. You're going to get beat, and then you're going to be wondering, sitting at home, why I ain't getting the good jobs? There's no good jobs. There's nobody hiring. Throwing a little pity party. You know how many people I've worked with? Different people I've hired, different people that's worked for me, that they throw a little pity party. How come I can't never move up? How come I can't? Competitive mindset. You have to go out and compete, just like Michael Jordan, just like Kobe. They went out and competed every single night. They went out and competed. Got the rings to show for it. So when I came up, every single day I went to work, I competed. I said, look, put me wherever you want to put me, but I guarantee you nobody's going to do that job better than me. And if they do it better than me, I got work to do because I need to improve. And so that's the mindset I took, whatever I did. If I was back in the grill, I guarantee you, you're not going to wrap sandwiches faster than me. That it's just not going to happen. You're not going to be able to do what I do. And if you do, again, I'm going to improve. I'm going to go in after hours when I'm not getting paid, get on the computer, do some training modules. I'm going to do whatever I need to do to improve, to get that edge. That's that competitor's edge. Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, they didn't just do what they did on game day, but they practiced more than they actually played. They practiced. They put forth that practice, and the practice showed. And so with me, with you guys, when you go out into this world, when you begin working, guess what? Whatever you want to do, somebody else wants to do it. And so if you, again, just sit around and, not put forth practice, not have that competitive mindset, you're going to get beat every single time. Every time you are going to get beat. And then you don't have anybody to blame but yourself. Because you couldn't, if you really wanted it, you could have made it happen, but it's going to take some work. Put in the work. Competitive mindset. Compete. Compete. I can't say it enough. Compete. There's so many people in this world that are out and want to do the same exact things you want to do. So many people in this world want to work the same position that you're trying to get to. But what's going to be the separator? What's going to be the difference? You have to compete. You have to say, okay, whatever they're doing, I got to do better. There's a time where I felt like I was that next individual ready to take on my own restaurant. But then I was like, okay, what are every single assistant managers doing? And I thought about it. They're all running shifts. They're all, they're doing everything I'm doing. I said, what are they not doing? You're doing that, putting forth blood, sweat, tears. You're doing everything in your power to get ahead. And what happens when it takes a little bit? What happens after a week? What happens after a month? What happens after a year, 2 years, 3 years? And you still haven't seen any progress. What then? Do you quit? Do you say, this ain't gonna happen for me? Do you be like that guy at the bottom that turned and walked away, not knowing that right around the corner, what you've been working for this whole time is getting ready to happen? You can't. You have to have patience. Everything happens in time and its timing, and you have to persevere. So no matter what, keep moving forward. Even though this guy was right here getting ready to get the diamonds, the guy up top, and all he has to do is persevere, and he has this guy beat because he quit. He's going to miss out now because he quit. Don't quit. Don't quit. There was a time when I was doing everything that I needed to do in Wichita, and they told me, next time we get a store, it's yours, Cliff, you're in there. We see everything you can do, so next time we get a new restaurant, that's all we're waiting on, you're going to get one. And one day, we ended up buying 3 new restaurants. And we went to a meeting. I'm like, yes, this is it. This is my time. It's time for me to get this restaurant. We go, and they're like, okay, we've got 3 new restaurants. Let me tell everybody who's going where. And they named off each individual, and guess what? My name wasn't called. My name wasn't called. Was I upset about it? Yeah, of course. But guess what? That didn't stop me from doing what I was doing. And when I went back to work, I continued to put forth a phenomenal work ethic. And people looked at me crazy. This girl said, Cliff, what do you do? They said they were going to give you a store and you haven't even got it yet. I don't know why you're still working so hard. I don't know why you're running around here doing this and doing that. They said they were going to give you a restaurant, but it's not going to happen. Look, we got 3 more and it didn't happen. And I was like, yeah, it didn't happen yet. But I'm going to keep going. And 2 months later, it happened. They came in and said, we're going to do some moving around. And Cliff, you're taking this restaurant over. Imagine what would have happened if I quit. Imagine what would have happened if I quit. I wouldn't have got, I didn't know that it was coming. Matter of fact, the week before it happened, I was talking to my roommate, and he was working somewhere else, and I thought about going to work there. I was like, man, I'm putting in this work, but I feel like I'm getting overlooked. Put in an application, got called back for an interview. Phone interview went well, had a face-to-face coming up, but then I was just like, nope. Never mind, thank you for the opportunity. And the week after, they gave me my own restaurant. What happened if I would have took that job and said, well, I'm getting ready to quit? They would have been like, no, we're going to give you the restaurant. No, they would have been, okay, well, we'll just move to the next one, next individual. If I would have quit like that guy, if I didn't put forth that perseverance, if I didn't have patience, if I didn't just stick it in and do what I needed to do, I would have missed out. So you have to develop patience. You have to be persistent because things aren't just going to come just right off the bat. Things aren't just going to come tomorrow. But if you consistently work, consistently, constantly, that's what it takes is just a consistency. If you're consistent with your work that you do, so many people start, stop, and they don't get anywhere because they keep stopping. But if you will be consistent, y'all know the story of the tortoise and the hare. Remember, we all learned that in elementary. Y'all remember who won the race? Anybody? The tortoise. He was slower though. The hare was way faster than him. He'd go around the track 5 times before he'd get around once. But the hare decided to stop. He thought he was all this and that. Let me take a break. But the tortoise was just consistent, just moving along, his little slow pace, but he was consistent. And he won. Not because he was faster, not because he was better, but because he was consistent. And some things in life, I guarantee you, you might not be the best. You might not be the top performer. But if you're consistent, if somebody might have more talent than you, but I guarantee you if they don't come to work every day, what's all that talent good for? I guarantee you if they think, just because they're talented that they can skip a few days of work, they think that they can cut corners. They're not consistent. I guarantee you if you're consistent, you'll beat them. Because consistency is always better than talent. I don't care how good you are. I tell my people that work for me now, I don't care how good you are. If you don't come to work, I can't do anything with you. But if somebody that's average, that has average work, but if they come to work every day, they're consistent, I can do something with them. So you have to be consistent. And so the last thing I want to mention is a house being built. And there's a story I heard. They talked about this individual. He was a great just individual that built houses, and he was so just revered and just a wonderful builder of houses, builder of homes. And he took this young man under his wing, and he said, okay, I'm going to help you, teach you how to build some homes. And so years have gone by, and he's taught this young man all his tricks, all the trade. This guy knows how to build homes now very well. And so one day, his boss, he said, look, I'm going to go here, I'm going to have you build this house, one final project. I need you to build it, but this time you're building it on your own. I'm not going to help. I've taught you everything you need to know. So he's like, okay, I'm leaving and I'll come back. So the young man, he's like, okay, I got this. So he starts building the house, doing, however he wants to do it. And he starts off pretty good, but as time goes on, he starts cutting corners and, this doesn't have to be that perfect, ain't nobody watching me. The boss is gone, so let me just hurry up and finish this project. It don't have to be the best. It doesn't have to be a phenomenal house. It just needs to be a good house, okay house. So he finishes the project, and his boss comes back, and he's like, okay, I'm ready to see the house. He's like, all right, here you go. So he shows it to him, and the guy looks around. He's looking at the ceilings, the walls. He's like, okay, not too bad. And the young man, he knows he didn't put forth his effort. He knows he didn't do his best. He just wanted to get it done. So then his boss, he comes out the house. He goes, all right, here's the keys. And he goes, what? What do you mean? He says, this is my gift to you. This is your house. And the young man was like, what? Wait a minute. This is my house? He was like, yeah, this is your house. And the young man was upset because he's like, man, I knew I didn't put forth the effort. Inside, he was like, I didn't make this house the best it could be. I had all the resources. I had all the money, the funding I needed. I could have made this house just extraordinary. But I didn't. I didn't. It's just an average house. And now I have to live in it. And so in life, you are the builders of your life. And guess what? You have to live in the life you build. Nobody else. Nobody else has to live in you have to live your life. And you are also the builder of your life. So don't build an average life. Don't build just a good life. Build a phenomenal life. A phenomenal life. A life that's worth living. A life where you can help others. A life to where you're in a position where you can help your relatives, help those that need help. I tell my wife all the time, I'm trying to be in a position where, if there's a single mom or something that's struggling that, she's taking a bus to work. I want to be able to where I can just, hey, let's get her a car. That's just how I am. Let's just help people. But you can't help people if you're not doing well. So again, you are the builders of your life. Build a phenomenal life, and you can do that through phenomenal work ethic.
I push, I grind, strive for the best. I push, I grind, elevate from the rest. I push, I grind, live for success. I push, I grind.